Wolves fans, welcome to ExpressTheStar.com. My name is Jonny Drury. I'm here with Liam Keen. Apologies if we're shouting. There's three big mowers on the Molyneux pitch next to us. But we've just watched Wolves put in a pretty battling display, Keeno. And to be honest, lost 2-0. Maybe a little bit harsh, but as the story of this afternoon against Bournemouth kind of summed up Wolves this season. Mistakes punished, chances not taken.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, we can end the video now. That sums it up, doesn't it? On the overall balance of the performance, Wolves maybe didn't deserve to lose the game. Could have maybe got a draw out of it. I don't think they did enough to win the game, but they certainly probably deserve something. First 20 minutes or so, they were excellent. I thought they were really good. A lot of energy. Really nice sort of triangle passes, picking a lot of players up in dangerous areas. Rodrigo Gomez puts one on a plate for Mateus Mana, who scores, and unfortunately Rodrigo had strayed just offside. And he's quick enough as well to get to that ball without going offside, so maybe a small error from him, but I thought he played well actually. And Wolves are sort of in control of the game. Bournemouth, they were a decent side by the way, and had a decent run coming into this game. Not really laying a glove on Wolves. Wolves fairly comfortable, confident, looking after the ball well, creating chances. And then it's one big mistake, isn't it? It's Andre, who he's obviously a very good player, but takes the ball in midfield, has a really easy pass into Hwang. Hwang's got 15 yards. There's no one around him. It's an easy pass. He delays, then he plays it, and he plays it when a Bournemouth player closes Hwang down, and the ball never even gets to him. It's a really bad mistake. And of course, Bournemouth's quality in scoring the goal from that is, Wolves can't necessarily account for. But you can't make mistakes like that. A player of his quality in the Premier League, it's a really big error. Wolves were at sea a little bit after conceding. Could have conceded a second, got to half time, and that whole second half really is pretty much summed up by missing chances, as you say. Tolu Al-Qadari,
big chances as
big
well.
chances, man. I mean, the one where it falls from sort of 10 yards out, Hugo Bueno's cross on a plate for him. He's got to score that. He's got to put that. I mean, he straight at Petrovic. Petrovic, I think he made 7 saves officially on the stats today, but the majority, or if not all of them, were relatively routine, to be honest. Too many things straight at him. Larson missing an open goal essentially. I know it's from a slightly awkward angle, but still a massive chance. He makes one good save, Petrovic, which for that Jorgen chance when João Gomez had a shot from distance, but otherwise Wolves, just could not take that final opportunity, that sort of final moment in that final third. They've got to fix that, and that's obviously going into next season as well, because if you're going to come out of the Championship like Wolves are expecting to be playing in their next season, you've got to be able to take chances, and they created too many today not to score.
Yeah, there's differences, isn't there? I said to you in the first half, you look at that performance in the first probably 25 minutes and it looks a lot more like a Premier League team compared to what we saw maybe 6 weeks, 2 months ago. But there are those things, aren't there? The missed chances, the mistakes, but also Wolves conceding that goal. You look around, a lot of players on there kind of feeling sorry for themselves, kind of same old story, we've seen this before. They rallied in the second half, but there is that kind of mentality almost, isn't there, that although they've picked up results in recent weeks, there's still that underlying kind of probably reason, and probably at the end of the day it's a quality thing. The lack of quality is why Wolves are where they are, but maybe that missing bit of mentality, which is another key factor as to why Wolves are kind of on 8 points at the bottom of the pile.
I mean, leadership's been a big issue this season, of course it has, and that's something that they have to fix as well going into next season. But then when you have your sort of better players not performing, it's going to have an impact, isn't it? Andre, the mistake. João Gomez, I didn't think was very good today, to be honest, considering the level he normally gets to. And even for Alex Scott's goal very late on there that makes it 2-0, João Gomez just lets the new Brazilian winger Ryan run beyond him, doesn't really put in the effort to track back, which is unlike João Gomez. Gets beaten to the byline too easily and puts on a plate for the midfielder. Disappointing really, because coming away from it, the feeling is Wolves are lost another game. It's likely to go down, inevitable really to go down, and it's a feeling of sort of disappointment and anger. But the actual sort of progression in recent weeks doesn't really reflect that, and the performance overall probably doesn't reflect that as much either. But there's just too many things that have to be fixed, and ultimately it comes from the very top, doesn't it? Nathan Shee is interim chairman as it stands, although he's probably likely to get the job permanently. Matt Jackson is technical director. It's early days for both of those in their role, and you have to give them the time to do the job and make changes. But we'll be right there to criticise if the changes aren't made, because there's a lot to do. There's a lot to fix with this football club, and I think I can sort of, to finish this point, characterise it by Alex Scott scoring that goal, a player that Wolves tried to sign 2 years ago before he moved to Bournemouth. They had him basically good to go and pulled out because of financial issues under Jeff Shee at the time when Wolves had financial fair play problems or profit and sustainability issues. And June Lopetegui eventually left that club, the club 4 days before the game in that summer 2024. Now, we get to this stage now, which we said all along we would get to this stage. If Wolves don't fix it, they're going to be relegated, and now look where we are. You know, Folkestone have got a lot to do to make it up and fix it, because at the moment Wolves are still a bit of a mess.
Yeah, they are a bit of a mess. Keno, just to finish this video off, we'll be bringing you plenty of coverage over the next couple of days, and certainly on Monday of transfer deadline day. A little prediction: how different will the Wolves team look in 7 days' time compared to the one that we saw out there today? With deadline day on Monday, and almost every single, well, not every single player, but an awful lot of them players we saw today linked with potential moves away.
Obviously Jose Sarr's been attracting a lot of interest from Nottingham Forest, but they've also moved for Ortega at Man City, so it looks unlikely that Sarr will go anywhere. You know, for the right money they would have let him go, but you know, it looks unlikely at this stage unless any other club comes back in. Obviously Agbadu's had a lot of interest from Besiktas. That's gone a little bit quiet at the moment, but I wouldn't be surprised if that flares up in the last 48 hours or so of the window. David Moller-Wolf has had some attention from Roma, but we're not really expecting them to come in with the right kind of money to make that a reality. There'll be others I'm probably forgetting as well, but the big one is Jørgen Strand Larsen, isn't it? Whether Palace will come back to the table with that money, whether Leeds, who I think we need to keep an eye on, because Leeds could very easily make a move, and I think that's something that we need to be aware of. Whether they come back to the table with another bid, my instinct is he probably moves, but it depends on the money that's available. If the right bids are made, Wolves will let him go, and they want to bring Che Adams in as a replacement. They also want to bring Angel Gomez in because there could be some movement in midfield. John Arias is still getting a lot of attention. Wouldn't be surprised if there's a late move potentially to see him go and Angel Gomez coming in as his replacement. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting 48 hours. I think we could see some movement in and out, but it's going to heavily depend, first of all, on whether any of those big outs do happen.
There you have it, a lot to happen in the next 24 to 48 hours. A lot happened here today. Wolves probably would have been good value for a point. In the end, it is another defeat in the Premier League. Final score here at Molineux: Wolves 0, Bournemouth 2. For all the rest of your reaction, head to expressandstar.com.